Stop scrolling because if a woman has ever looked at you, smiled, and then acted like you didn't exist, this message is for you. I'm about to say something that may cause a tight feeling in your stomach. Some women conceal desire more skillfully than men conceal fear. Before we go any further, do one thing for yourself. Subscribe to this channel and like this video, because what you're about to hear will permanently change how you interpret women. I'm not speaking to you as an influencer. I'm not speaking as a friend trying to boost your confidence. I'm speaking as a female psychologist who has spent years listening to women confess the truths they never say out loud to men. And the first hidden sign that she secretly wants you is this. She regulates her reactions around you with extreme care. When a woman doesn't care, her behavior is relaxed, natural, unfiltered, but when she wants you and doesn't want you to know it, becomes precise. Her laughter is controlled, her eye contact appears, then disappears. Her body turns toward you, then subtly away, as if she caught herself mid. That internal break is not rejection, it's restraint. Here's the truth, most men are never told. Desire creates fear. Not fear of you but fear of exposure. If she allows herself to react freely, she risks revealing interest before she feels safe enough to do so. So she edits herself. She responds slower than she wants to. She keeps conversations surface level while her mind is anything but. She may even seem colder with you than with men she genuinely doesn't care about. I've watched women do this in therapy rooms describing men they claimed meant nothing, while their bodies told another story. Tight shoulders, shallow breaths, a voice that softened without permission. The mind can lie. The body leaks truth. If mixed signals have ever confused you, understand this: indifference carries no tension. Suppressed attraction does. And that tension is exactly what you feel when she's near you but keeps her distance. This isn't a game, it's a defense. And when you learn to recognize restraint instead of chasing validation, you stop mistaking silence for disinterest. Stay with me, because what comes next explains why her distance may actually be the loudest signal of all. Most men walk away at this stage, never realizing they were desired, not dismissed, because no one taught them how hidden longing disguises itself in real life. The second hidden sign is uncomfortable because it challenges everything you were taught about confidence and attraction. When a woman secretly wants you, she may test your emotional stability instead of pursuing you. Not because she's manipulative, but because she's assessing safety. Women don't test men they don't care about. There's no emotional investment there. But when she feels something she isn't ready to admit, her mind asks a dangerous question: if I allow myself to want him, will I lose control? So she creates small moments of friction. She might lightly disagree with you in public. She may delay replying after a meaningful exchange. She could casually mention another man to provoke jealousy, but to observe your reaction. Does your energy shift? Do you become needy? Do you withdraw? Or do you remain grounded? From a psychological standpoint, this is called risk assessment behavior. When desire exists, the brain seeks reassurance before allowing attachment. She's not playing games for fun. She's protecting herself from emotional exposure. Here's where men often fail. They interpret these moments as disrespect or disinterest and react defensively. But she isn't reading your words, she's reading your nervous system. Calm signals safety. Emotional volatility signals danger. Notice the difference from indifference. A woman who doesn't care won't observe your reactions. She won't care if you become jealous or detached. But a woman who secretly wants you watches closely even when she pretends not to. She notices how you treat waiters, how you handle silence, how you respond when she pulls back slightly. These micro moments answer questions she's afraid to ask directly. And here's the part no one tells you. When you remain steady, warm, and self-directed, something shifts. The testing stops not because she lost interest, but because she found safety. And safety is the gateway through which desire becomes action. Most men try to impress during this phase. That's the wrong move. You don't need to perform. You need to remain yourself without tightening. That's what disarms the fear beneath her restraint. If you've ever felt like a woman was watching you more than engaging with you, you weren't imagining it. She was deciding whether her hidden desire was allowed to exist. What comes next explains why her jealousy may appear where you least expect it. The third hidden sign is subtle and often confusing because it doesn't look like jealousy at first. When a woman secretly wants you, she becomes unusually aware of where your attention goes. Not who you sleep with, not who you date, but where your focus rests. If you speak passionately about another woman, she may grow quiet. Not angry, not reactive, just slightly distant. That silence isn't boredom, it's regulation. She's containing an emotion she didn't intend to feel. Women who don't care don't regulate. They disengage. You might notice, she remembers small details about women you mention, even while pretending not to care. She may ask neutral questions that feel oddly precise. Is she a coworker? How long have you known her? These aren't interrogations, they're data points. Psychologically, this is covert comparison. When desire is hidden, comparison happens internally. She doesn't compete openly because that would expose interest. Instead, she adjusts. She may dress a little better around you, emphasize traits she believes you value, or pull back entirely to avoid vulnerability. Here's the distinction men miss. Jealousy from indifference is either loud or non-existent. Jealousy from hidden desire is quiet, controlled, and strategic. It shows up as subtle shifts, not confrontations. If you sense a change in her energy after your attention moves elsewhere, trust that perception. You're not projecting. You're noticing emotional displacement. What matters is your response. Over-explaining, excessive reassurance, or trying to provoke jealousy backbreaks the tension. But staying present, respectful, and emotionally consistent does something powerful. Her mind begins associating you with stability, not competition, not chaos, and that creates safety for desire to move forward. This is why some women appear indifferent until the moment you genuinely detach. When your attention shifts for real, the regulation collapses. What was contained seeks expression. That's when men say, she came out of nowhere. She didn't. She was there the entire time, holding back. The next sign explains why she may disappear right after closeness on. Why that timing is never accidental. The fourth hidden sign feels paradoxical, which is why it's so often misread. When a woman secretly wants you, she may withdraw immediately after emotional intimacy. Not gradually. A meaningful conversation, lingering eye contact, charged energy. Then distancia en mensajes is low. Availability changes. Warmth turns neutral. This isn't loss of interest. It's emotional recoil. From a psychological perspective, closeness activates attachment systems. If she wasn't prepared to want you, that activation feels dangerous. Her nervous system doesn't say lean in. It says regain control. So, she creates distance to regulate herself. Women who don't care don't need space. There's nothing to manage. Here's what men rarely hear. The intensity of the pullback often mirrors the intensity of the connection. The deeper the moment, the faster the retreat, especially with emotionally intelligent, self-controlled women. They don't spiral, they self-correct. You may notice she becomes polite instead of warm, friendly instead of intimate, almost professional. That's not indifference, it's containment. Most men panic here. They chased, double text. Try to recreate the moment, and without realizing it, they confirm her fear. Closeness equals loss of control. The strongest response isn't coldness or games, it's calm space. You remain kind, grounded, and unreactive. That tells her connection with you doesn't require emotional chaos. When that lands, the distance shortens on its own. She returns not with explanations but with presence. Attraction isn't built by intensity. It's built by safety during intensity. If someone pulled away right when things felt real, don't assume you scared her off. Sometimes you touched something she was trying not to feel. And what follows is even quieter. The fifth hidden sign lives in her body, language not the obvious kind, but the unconscious adjustments she doesn't realize she's making. When a woman secretly wants you, her body orients toward you even when her words don't. Watch her feet. Watch her shoulders. Even while talking to someone else, they angle subtly in your direction. This isn't seduction, it's instinct. She may mirror you without awareness. You cross your arms. She follows. You lean back. She does too. Mirroring happens when the brain is attuned, not indifferent. When desire is hidden, women become hyper-aware of their physical presence around you. Small adjustments, hair, posture, clothing, not dramatically, just enough to feel composed. That's not vanity. It's preparation. Her voice may soften with you, even if her language stays neutral. Tone leaks emotion when words are restrained. Most men listen for content instead of cadence. There's also proximity. She finds reasons to be near without making it obvious. Standing closer than necessary. Sitting within your peripheral vision. Passing by more often than coincidence allows. And here's the key moment. When you move closer, she doesn't immediately pull away. There's a pause, a microsecond where desire negotiates with control. That hesitation matters. A woman who doesn't want you creates distance instantly. No conflict. No delay. If you felt that silent negotiation, trust it. Where men go wrong is escalating physically to test the signal. That's unnecessary and often disruptive. This isn't an invitation for pressure, it's interest wrapped in caution. Respond with presence, not force, confidence, not intrusion. Let her body learn that closeness with you feels safe. When her body relaxes, her mind follows. The sixth hidden sign is one of the most revealing and most misunderstood. When a woman secretly wants you, she values your perspective more than your approval. She asks what you think, not because she's unsure, but because your mind carries emotional weight. She may seek your opinion on decisions she's already capable of making. Career moves, personal choices, social dynamics. On the surface, it looks casual. Underneath, attachment is forming. Women don't integrate men. They don't care about into their internal decisions. Advice is one thing. Perspective is another. Perspective implies respect, relevance, influence. Notice how she listens. Not politely, she remembers what you say and references it later. That's not flattery. That's incorporation. Your voice begins living in her mind when you're not there. Psychologically, this is bonding before desire becomes action. It becomes consideration. She doesn't always agree with you, and that's intentional. Agreement would feel too revealing. Instead, she engages, challenges, explores. Engagement maintains connection without confession. Men often mistake this for being friend-zoned. It isn't. Indifference doesn't debate. Indifference disengages. This back and forth is emotional presence. What matters is how you respond. If you try to impress, dominate, or perform intellectually, insecurity enters the dynamic. But if you speak honestly, grounded in your values, create intellectual safety. Over time, she begins sharing thoughts framed casually. I was thinking about something you said. That sentence carries more weight than flirtation. It means you stayed with her after the conversation ended. When a woman starts mentally checking in with you, desire is already active. She's just protecting herself from naming it. And the final sign brings all of this together because there's a moment when restraint becomes impossible, and it almost always arrives when you least expect it.